What don't exist?
The creatures in your song.
And how would you know?
So it's been almost a month since The Witcher last blessed us with its presence, and it's been quite the ride. With the start of a new season approaching, fans are ready to find answers to their burning questions. Where is Jaskier, for example? And more importantly, what happened to Yennefer? As well as information on the second season. Stay tuned to find out all the important unanswered questions we need answered in Season 2. What is up with Vilgefortz of Ragaveen? The dramatic Battle of Sodden Hill took place in the final episode of Season 1, and Vilgefortz was one of the wizard's most powerful fighters, so it seemed only natural that once Kaer, the driving force behind the search for Ciri, was alone, he would be the one to send in. He drew Yennefer back into the fold, arguing that Cintran required their defenses. Of course, he lost, because that would be just too simple, wouldn't it? We learn that Vilgefortz is still alive later in the episode when Yennefer cried out for aid. This is where things started to become strange. He began walking through the forest till he came across another mage. Then he was killed. What? Is there anything we've overlooked? It seemed to be motivated by wrath, but what does this indicate for the future? Why does Nilfgaard want Ciri? And who is the White Flame? We've been hearing about how Nilfgaard wants Ciri and his White Flame since episode 1, The End's Beginning. They tried to demolish Cintran in order to obtain her, but they were unsuccessful, and they spent the entire season following her. Why? When Kaer was tricked by the doppelganger in episode 6, Rare Species, we almost had an explanation, but the story was cut short. So we know she possesses some unique abilities, but no one realized until she became enraged at being forced to leave her grandmother. Is there anyone else on the continent who is aware of her potential power? If that's the case, what do they intend to do with it? All of this is also due to the White Flame, which has yet to be named, but has sparked a civil war in an entire country. What will happen now that Geralt and Ciri have found each other? Renfri predicted it in the first episode, and Geralt was guaranteed the rule of surprise in episode 4, Banquets, Bastards, and Burials. Geralt finally located Ciri at the very end of the season finale. So what's next? I doubt the conflict is over because Nilfgaard is still after Ciri, therefore I expect some spectacular battles. Ciri certainly knows about Yennefer and has some questions, so I'm guessing they'll go out to find her as well. What I'm most excited to see is what kind of father figure Geralt will become for her. She doesn't appear to be the type of youngster who would stay at home and rest while Geralt is waging wars. But really, it is the main question, and it will almost certainly be answered in The Witcher Season 2. What are Ciri's powers? Ciri had previously used her big lungs a few times in front of the camera. We also saw her fall into a trance and then awaken to find her assailant circling her. So with that in mind, what precisely is the nature of Ciri's enigmatic and coveted abilities? She doesn't seem to be able to direct her gifts as well as Geralt or Yennefer, despite the fact that she hasn't had any training, but she also appears to be capable of far more without it. Maybe now that she's found Geralt, they'll be able to figure out the answer together in Season 2. Who wins this war, and how will it affect these characters? In addition, we require timely political information regarding the Battle of Sodden Hill. Season 2 should hopefully take up here, giving us the redrawn map following a massively magically and conventionally fought war at a strategically crucial Nilfgaard fortress, with Princess Ciri on the run, Yennefer gone, and the mage Vilgefortz embedding a mace in his old ally's brain in the last episode. Geralt is bound to be swept up in the chaos. Ciri will have to grapple with her destiny as Cintra's lion cub if she survives the conflict. Is she going to have to rule? Is she going to be married off? Will she put up a fight like her grandmother did? Which monsters will Geralt fight? Are we going to have Alguls, alternatively Bloodzoogers? Perhaps drown to death? As stunning as it was to watch Netflix pull off a program in which a big spider-like Kikamora comes in the first episode and a golden dragon isn't even an end-of-season showcase, with other horrific and horrifying monsters in between, we want more. Because of their quest-based action gameplay, the games showcase monsters more prominently than the novels, whereas the books more focus on Geralt's character and relationships. However, this simply means that the program will be able to draw more from the games in this sense. Geralt Geralt will not be able to fight just human creatures for the next 7 seasons. There's a reason he's wielding that silver blade. It's now time to get into those juicy questions that we want to find out in the upcoming season of The Witcher. Are you dying to find out where Jaskier is? Or what happened to Yennefer? And more details on the second season that's coming to our screens this year. Stay tuned into the video to find out all the details. Where is Jaskier? In the final 2 episodes of Season 1, Jaskier, everyone's favorite bard and Geralt's companion, is nowhere to be seen. Rare Species Episode 6 was the last time we saw him. After journeying with the party in search of the dragon's nest, they discovered that they were actually preserving an unborn dragon's egg. Geralt and Yennefer at least did. Jaskier overslept and was unable to participate in the game. However, it was during this episode that Yennefer heard of Geralt's wish, and things between the two became tense. He was in a nasty attitude when she left, claiming she didn't want anything to do with him, only for Jaskier to stroll in and suffer the brunt of the abuse. After that, we don't see the charming bard, and I'm concerned. Though I believe we will see him in the second season, where will he appear? When? How long before our 2 best friends reconcile and embark on another adventure together? What happened to Yennefer? Yennefer is a crucial character in The Witcher's storyline, and we know she'll return for Season 2. The true questions are, where did she go, and how will she return? She lit the fields on fire after letting loose her mayhem during Episode 8, much more, the last time we saw her. The scenario has a cinematic quality to it. The real questions arise later, when Tissaia calls out to her, but she's not responding. Remember that Yennefer is a powerful wizard who has demonstrated the capacity to perform practically any task. We got to see her move the pieces until she ultimately descended from her tower, swallowed up all the fire and magic that was raging around her, and sent it into a blistering attack that appears to have burned all the Nilfgaardians. What about Yennefer, though? Is she dead as a result of her mission? Is she in some sort of coma? Viewers are in the dark, and we hope Season 2 doesn't take too long to fill in the gaps. What's to come in Season 2? Season 2 of The Witcher is soon here. This year, the Netflix series featuring our favorite monster hunter returns. Season 2 of The Witcher will premiere on December 17th, 2021. When the season premieres on Netflix, the entire 8-episode season will be available to view. The date was confirmed in July at WitcherCon, and it places the second season 2 years after the first, which came out in December 2019. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, production for The Witcher Season 2 was delayed a few times. During the first few months of the pandemic, Netflix halted production on all of its series. However, filming has proceeded since then, and we expect to see it on our televisions in December of this year. Season 2 will see the addition of 4 recognizable witches to the cast. First and foremost, Kim Bodnia will portray Geralt's grizzled old father figure, Vesemir. He's the world's oldest and wisest living witcher. Eskel, played by Thu Ørsted Rasmussen, sarcastic jerk witcher Lambert, played by Paul Bullion, and Ciri's sword combat master Khan, played by Yasin Ator, are the other 3 characters. The premise for Season 2 appears to incorporate the Wild Hunt, based on some images acquired by Redanian intelligence while filming. Season 2's plot will also be much more linear, according to our sources. Sounds like we've got a good season to look forward to, with lots of action-packed drama and characters. With Season 2 of The Witcher on its way for arrival late this year, as viewers, we can't wait. In today's video, we discussed all your burning questions for the second season and touched on details regarding Season 2. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comments. Will Yennefer return? And will she be okay? Where in the world is Jaskier? Thanks for watching today's video.